Hey traders, it's Josh at Option Sizzle doing a video on PetSmart. It's March 3rd, and I've got a lot of questions about this after hours because of a tweet that I posted in our private feed. Also, in our elite chat room where we're actually going over the trade and what was going on with this. But I'm going to talk about PetSmart, and what was going on in PetSmart is late in the day we started seeing activity pick up in the options. And I wanted to take a look at the options here, and I want to show you where the March 30s traded 900 contracts versus an open interest of 468. And you take a look out in April, you see the 30s as well, you see some action there. And then we take a look on the other side of the board, and we can see that there's some put activity as well. Well, it looks like just about even on both sides, they traded about the same amount of contracts in the March. Coming up into earnings, you can look at this, and if you don't have a system like mine, you're not able to detect if there is an indication of bullish or bearish or a bearish bias in prices. With my system, I'm able to detect if they're either playing a bias to the long side or if they're playing a bias to the short side. Uh, the activity started really pick up later in the day, and this is what really started to interest me. And that's why earnings, it's very critical to watch the late day order flow because those individuals that come in late day are usually the ones that know what's going to happen. They don't want to tip their hand early in the day. They're just looking to jump in, and they might have gotten some information later in the day, or maybe something leaked, and they're just looking to jump in and get into that. I'm going to show you my analysis of what exactly I was looking at and what made me pretty confident that prices were going to move in either direction. I'm going to take you a look at the top orders off of my system, and I just want to show you the times and the top orders of what was going on here. So you can see here the top order of the day was a 240 strangle. You see the 25 puts and the 30 calls. One traded mid-market and the other traded on the ask side. Implied volatility was up on both, and they came in just about 20 minutes until the close to pick this up. We can take a look at lower into the chain of these 60 blocks that were being picked up, and it just shows me that they were accumulating prior to that, and they just hit a big order, with 20 minutes to go because they wanted to get filled on their order. But you can see here the implied volatility was moving higher on both ends, showing me that the trades were indeed bought. Even though this traded mid-market, it shows me that there was anticipation to the long side with other trades, taking place on the ask side on those 30 calls. Well, you can see here the dominant orders is what we just went over, and you can see the March 30s, ask side here on the 60 lot and at 1447. And like I said, they were accumulating, and it's a thinly traded name with an open interest of only 400 contracts on each side. It looked like so. If they come in with a big order, they might get they might get the market maker surprised, or they might not get the order fill that they wanted to, so they're just trying to step in very very lightly, and then they come in with the big block later in the day. You can also see here at the bottom that there was a calendar spread bought. The March 30s were sold with the 30 calls bought here, and again, there's a bias to the long side here. So I want to take a look uh, at the chart and what I was looking at after I saw this. So when I see this and I see what's going on, right away it stands out saying, all right, it looks like a strangle is being bought. Well, buying a strangle is not really a good strategy, especially into earnings because of implied volatility. So I have to try to wrap my head around it and try to figure out why they could possibly be buying the strangle. Well, let me take this off the screen here, and then I'm going to jump right into the chart. I'm going to look here at PetSmart, and I'm going to break it down to a 2-year chart. And as a 2-year or a 1-year time frame, we're hitting highs, and we're going to break 2-year highs as you can see. But one of the things I'm looking at here is that prices are forming a flag, and it's been overall bullish. But the thing that doesn't, I'm not trying to look at really a technical aspect. I'm just trying to figure out what the market could be trying to do here. Let's take a look at the last few earnings. Just take a glimpse at the last 2 earnings here. And you can see here on this last earnings, we didn't really have what looks like a gap higher, just opened up flat and moved up. And then back here, on this earnings, prices gap lower and then reversed back higher here, and then had a gap up. But that was not an earnings event. Well, let me take a look at the average implied volatility here, and I'm going to take a glimpse back at this one where prices were here, and you can see the average implied volatility was about 40%. Then we take a look here at this one, and you can see it was at 40 as well. So they priced in that same move that they thought was going to happen here into the marketplace. Well, we come into today, and they're pricing in about a little bit under 30, and it's near the lows actually. You would actually want to see this average implied volatility move a little bit higher. Right away, when I saw that, that's a tip off to me showing, hey, that they possibly could be buying this strangle because they are, the market is underpriced a potential move in this one, which looks like did happen right now. So taking a look at that, we could see, the prices here. Let's take a look at the 2-year. I was just looking at as well. So looking at this, potentially there's a big move that could. Well, that's 2 days. There's a big move that can happen here. They're anticipating on a strangle, a 5-point move in either direction. So just taking a look here, we have a 2-year high. Prices are either going to where they are right here. They built somewhat of a base up here. Have consolidated, worked off prices, and looking to potentially flag here and then break above here, which has happened. So either the force and the gap higher on this is really going to cause momentum to the upside because it's breaking two-year highs, or because this is a strong resistance area that this could possibly break lower and break into this level right here. So it might not break. If it did break lower here, it could potentially break first to this level right here, and then maybe to this 26 before before getting all the way down to here. But they anticipated a sharp move in either direction, and I could possibly see that if there was a move to come with the market underpricing. So with that, prices are currently trading at $30.82. So this is going to be a gap higher here. And what have we talked about gaps higher? They're made to be bought. And this one is going to be one that you're going to look to play in the morning and look for a setup in. We'll take a look at the 5-year chart here. We're going to change it to a weekly. And you can see here that we've, like I said, had some big resistance here on the weekly basis. 30 is going to be a level. And then the next level to look at is going to be 34. So, this could potentially run into the 34-ish area. And this is on a weekly time frame. So, with a breakout here, prices could be working themselves off to potentially make that run up here. But like I said, on gaps higher, look for potential buys on that. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask me like I always do. I answer on the stream or I answer in email. And if you're not a member of one of our services, you really should check it out. We have a live chat room for the elite service where I'm in the chat room every day going over trade setups, going unusual option activity that happened in real time today. TEX was one we got to play intraday. Another one was what did we play today? We played TEX. We played Radio Shack RSH, and we had some really good movements and some other ones that we had setups in, like Ford on the unusual option activity. And we're always in there just looking for trade setups, intraday or swing trading, and the performance has been pretty good. If not, we have the power feed, which we just update constant, or I update with unusual option activity. PetSmart was one of them in there, and we've had some other ones in there as well. I mean, the stream is usually full with opportunities to jump into these calls and to play them to the upside. So, like I said, sign up for one of the services. Let me know what you think. I think you will be happy with it, like the other members that we do have. So, take care, and we'll do a video tomorrow.